Honorable Minister Designate to rise and take oath before the Honorable Governor.
In
Chandobunga Nyutumte Kiriyen Hatawiden Sora Kulesa Monete Kiriyen Hataweda Ona Lekate Tolakan Bharat Disom Rena Songvidhan Chetan Jiwi Gahir Man ar manot in dohoya in do Bharat rena samani ar jumit rukhiye doho katin chala Paschim Bangla ponot rena mid montri lekate inya angibhariya ko man ar nichora monetin kami purawa ar botor se बेगौर तौरब सिने दुलड़ से हाला हता बांग मोने कतेर ने होड़ चितान नोआ संविधान आर आरी को मना बताओ कतेर समझोस तीन कमियां इन चांदोबुंगा ᱧᱩᱛᱩᱢᱛᱮ किरियें हताविदें Sora Kulesa Monete Kiriye Hatawiden Earn Lekate Tolakan Bharat Disom Rena Songvidhan Chetan Jiwi Gahir Man Ar Manotin Dohoya Indo Bharat Rena Samani Ar Jumit Rukhiye Doho Katin Chala Paschim Bangla Ponot Rena Mid Montri Lekate Inya Angibhar को मन आर निछोरा मोने तीन कमी पुरवा आर बोतोर से बेगोर तौरब सुनी दुलड़ से हला हताव बंक मोने खातिर ने होड़ चितान नोआ संविधान आर आरी को मना बताओ कते समझ से तीन कमियां जोहार
May I now request Shri Nishit Pramanik, Honorable Minister Designate, to rise and take oath before the Honorable Governor.
আমি নিশিত প্রামাণিক ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি ভারতের সার্বভৌমত্ব ও অখণ্ডতা রক্ষা করিব। পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্যের মন্ত্রীরূপে আমার কর্তব্যসমূহ নিষ্ঠাপূর্বক এবং বিবেকসম্মতভাবে নির্বাহ করিব এবং ভয় বা পক্ষপাত প্রীতি বা বিদ্বেষ রহিত হইয়া সকল শ্রেণীর জনগণের প্রতি সংবিধান ও বিধি অনুসারে ন্যায়াচরণ করিব। আমি নিশিত প্রামাণিক ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্যের মন্ত্রীরূপে যে কোনো বিষয় যাহা আমার বিবেচনার জন্য আনিত হইবে বা আমি জ্ঞাত হইব তাহা ওই মন্ত্রীরূপে আমার কর্তব্য সমূহের যথাযথ নির্বাহের জন্য যেরূপ আবশ্যক হইতে পারে তদ্ব্যতিরিকে আমি প্রত্যক্ষ বা পরোক্ষভাবে কোনো ব্যক্তি বা ব্যক্তিগণের নিকট জ্ঞাপন করিব না বা প্রকাশ করিব না।
We thank the Honorable Prime Minister and the dignitaries for their gracious presence, and with the permission of His Excellency the Governor, sir, the proceedings may now be closed. All are requested to rise for the national anthem.
I think, Shravan, the big takeaway, from the pictures there, of course, people will look at this video many times over in the next few years and decades when all the chief ministers and all the leaders of the NDA came on stage. And that special moment when Yogi Adityanath gave his saffron gamcha to Shuvendu Adhikari, I think it's symbolic, tells you the story of Bengal today.
Well, in fact, this is undoubtedly a historic moment, but also a dream come true for the Bharatiya Janata Party, for a party that essentially began from the land of West Bengal to not being able to form a government for the longest time. And that is the reason why time and again, Niranjan, you've had Amit Shah, in fact, the time that he became the party president, and drawing back from one of his old speeches where he essentially spoke about the dream of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee of being able to form a government in West Bengal. In fact, a lot has been under the wraps. Many of us really do not know what really went in to, finally see this very moment when you have the first chief minister from the Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of West Bengal, and the line that Amit Shah said, from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar. Today you have a situation where you have the Bharatiya Janata Party being able to secure the borders of this country, and that has been the biggest concern for many who have come from that part of of the country. In fact, many of us who have seen Brigade ground, and it's a complete change. A point in time when you've had those red flags of the communist parties, and no one would have really thought that could you actually have seen the kind of a saffron surge that we have seen today in the state of West Bengal. That has now become a reality. And the way forward perhaps has also been, the roadmap has also been laid out by Amit Shah. And one needs to underscore the point that no longer are you really looking at the kind of political revenge that we've essentially seen every time a government has changed. Yeah. When the left was out of power in 2011, we saw political revenge happening. When last elections, many thought that BJP would come to power, did not happen. Trinamool Congress came to power. We had over 300 cases. Today, the situation being the way it is, you've had Amit Shah putting the roadmap, laying the roadmap very clear, saying that this is, coming back of Sonar Bangla. And I guess that's the picture, the picture that epitomizes the roadmap that has been laid by Union Home Minister Amit Shah.
And that is why we are saying that maybe today marks the beginning of the rebuilding of Bengal. And let me introduce our panelists this afternoon, 12 o'clock, as we look at the pictures. Jaideep Mazumdar, a political analyst, will be joining us live from Kolkata. Anila Singh of the BJP and Ratan Sharda will also be joining us in a few minutes from now. But I think the pictures, and Shravan, the next time you go to Diamond Harbour, Shravan was there in Diamond Harbour 5 years back. 5 years back? Was it 5 years back or in 2020?
It was the last election.
Last election. 2021. He was covering Abhishek Banerjee's constituency when he too was attacked. So I hope things change. 2019, I think. Yeah. There was a Lok Sabha election, 2019. Elections. 6 years back.
I witnessed the Diamond Harbour model.
Diamond Harbour model. You have been witness to the Diamond Harbour model. It will be interesting to see what happens to the Diamond Harbour model going forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at those pictures, let's show you some of the images, the defining images. Let's go full frame to those pictures because we'll speak over those pictures of Shuvendu Adhikari. He's been the giant killer. Since 2021, he entered BJP in 2020, and since 2021, when the elections, when BJP's first big bid to Bengal took place, he has been the face, the central focus of the BJP. They saw something in him, isn't it, Shravan? They saw something in him. He was sent to Nandigram, and he promised that he would dislodge Mamata there. He won by a narrow margin, 1,956,956 votes. Came to Nandigram, 2026, won that election again, won in Bhawanipur by over 15,000 votes. So the journey of Shuvendu Adhikari, and I've seen him, he's very unassuming. You meet him, very unassuming, and but extremely resolute, and he hasn't flinched. A lot of leaders in Bengal have, taken a back seat.
Right.
But the story of Shuvendu has been of him going from strength to strength, isn't it?
The man started with the Congress party, shifted to Trinamool Congress, as at one point in time was seen as closest aide of Mamata Banerjee, someone who took care of Nondigra. What really changed thereafter, from what he himself had spoken in multiple interviews that he has given? The very fact that Mamata Banerjee's party was basically being run as a family party. You've had Bhaipo running it. That is something that did not go down well with Shuvendu Adhikari in one of his interviews to Republic Bangla, where he essentially spoke about the fact that there is no future of a Trinamool Congress, and no one within the Trinamool Congress had a future because it would have been handed over. The power shift would have taken place. Mamata Banerjee would have handed it over to Abhishek Banerjee. And Abhishek Banerjee, as far as ideology is concerned, that is questionable. And that is what Shuvendu Adhikari has been saying. What about ideology? And that's where he says that he stands for the right. He stands for what he believes in the revival of Hindutva in the state of West Bengal. In fact, this picture that you see of Shuvendu Adhikari and Yogi Adityanath is telling. It tells you a story of how Shuvendu Adhikari has essentially branded himself as the icon of Hindutva in West Bengal. And that's exactly the narrative that was weaved by him throughout the campaigning, where he says that, where he went on telling that Hindus, there is going to be an uprising of Hindus. And that is exactly what we are also witnessing right now. The consolidation, the fear that the Hindus had for the very long time in the state of West Bengal, that has been completely shattered. And something that Shuvendu Adhikari has maintained all through, that those who were not being allowed to vote were finally allowed to vote this time. And that is the reason why Poriborton has actually taken place, the change that many were basically longing for. And this calls for what many believe, resurrection of West Bengal, something that hasn't happened for a very, very long time. In fact, let me go across to Pratim Ranjan Bose, who's joining us on this broadcast. Pratimda, you have seen several governments come and go. In fact, as far as West Bengal is concerned, one government comes into power and stays for a very, very long time. Would you say that this is the end of Trinamool Congress now that BJP has given an alternative to what many would believe, no political revenge, a new beginning for the state?
Obviously, it's a new beginning of the state. First of all, because after the Siddhartha Shankar Roy government, this is the first time we are having the same party in both state and center, number one. Number two is, for 50 years of left rule and Trinamool rule, there was a conscious effort to keep the state out of the national politics. And it actually peaked during Mamata Banerjee's time. So the conflict with the center was a constant theme. We want respite from that. I mean, people don't vote a party to fight with the center. If there is a perfect cause, let that be okay. But otherwise, it's not your job to keep on fighting. Your job is to do good for the state. So we want that. I mean, citizens would love to see that. The end of political violence. See, the violence of 50-year-long violence is no small thing. People have underrated it, underestimated it. It decimated our economy, but more importantly, it destroyed our social life. It destroyed our achievements. West Bengal is not livable today for a regular person. It's unfortunate, and that has hard growth. That has hard everything. Whether it is entrepreneurship, whether it is free speech, everything is hard. We want respite from that. I hope that Trinamool was the worst possible example Indian democracy could ever have. I don't want it to get any political anchor anywhere. I'm not against Trinamool per se, quote unquote, but I'm just saying this is too bad an example. Too bad an example. So that said, insofar as Trinamool is concerned, I hope it is there, or I believe, because they had nothing except an agitation, street agitation, and a conflicting attitude. and the hankering for power. That was all they had. There was no ideology, nothing. Whatever fits their bid for power is their ideology. So I believe this party will implode. We are already seeing signs of it, and it will go further. Most importantly, and finally, Mamata Banerjee's one of her USPs was the undefeated. She was undefeated since 1989 to 2021. Yes. She was the primary engine of the party. Now that she has been defeated twice, one in away match when she went out to challenge Shuvendu Adhikari, then in 2026 at her home turf, her political career is over. That is what I understand.
Yeah. Jaideep Mazumdar is also joining us. Jaideep, for 8 decades almost, Bengal has been against Delhi-centric politics. 8 decades. But I think the verdict somewhere tells you that each of those governments in the 8 decades has let down people so bad that, you needed to get a BJP government in to fix the mess that they put Bengal in.
Right, absolutely. See, this is actually, I would say, it's the beginning of a new dawn. It's a momentous day which signifies the rebirth of Bengal, if I may use the term. Yeah, I would like to quote Rajnath Singh. He wrote an article in a newspaper this morning. That the elections were not merely a political contest, but an opportunity to restore the lost glory of Bengal, a civilization calling that transcends electoral considerations. I fully agree with this. This election was momentous in not only Bengal's history. I will go a bit further and say that the security and prosperity of the Northeast is intrinsically tied to the security and prosperity of Bengal.
There's a problem with your video line. I believe you're getting some call, and that's the reason why we're losing your video. We'll try and fix that. Niranjan, just a quick question also from Pratimda, because it's not going to be an easy task for anyone. Yes. In fact, Pratimda, you're taking a broken system forward, and to be able to fix that and also meet the aspirations or the expectations of the people of Bengal is going to be a huge, huge task right now for Shuvendu Adhikari.
100%. See, that people, I think you said 8 decades, not 8 decades, 6 decades to be precise, when you saw the destruction. Because Bidhan Chandra Rai government and up to even Siddhartha Shankar Rai, there was a different focus. Bidhan Chandra Rai, we saw what can happen when a good government is in place. Whatever Bengal has today is because of Bidhan Chandra Rai. So that said, the challenge is now what a paradigm shift has happened in our political life. For 5 or 6 decades, the left movement started from 1930s, and for last 6 decades, since the 1967, leftist ideals became a guiding force of the elites in the society. So naturally, that dominated the political space or political ideology. So finally, Bengal dropped that baggage. Bengal has come out of it. It means that it has now wider choices. It also means, if we look at it chronologically, after 34 years, then 15 years, people pushed TMC out. So BJP now is a government that has to perform. It just cannot expect to stay in power by managing the opposition and all those tricks, which we saw in the past. What is to be done is very, very difficult choices. BJP has probably the most difficult choices on hand. Look, everyone knows about the fiscal status of the state. And I'm not getting into that. You know about the state's decline in relative per capita income from the top to the bottom. All those are known. We are now having the stigma of the house help supplier of the country. Unfortunate. Everything pinches us. The biggest problem that has happened to the state is untold. That is in the form of education. The state is bereft of skills at this moment because education was politicized and destroyed. Bureaucracy. Nothing is left in the bureaucracy. In 15 years, Mamata Banerjee took the anti-center stance to the level where a bureaucrat, when maintaining, cooperating with another one in his cadre, was seen as a crime. So even the bureaucrats are divided in we and them, which is very prevalent in West Bengal. It is unbelievable. I have good friends in bureaucracy, retired bureaucrats, top bureaucrats, and the picture they draw is extremely gloomy that the BJP government will have tremendous shortage of resources, which they need. After all, no one can fix things from outside. There has to be insiders who will contribute. So there is a shortage of skills, shortage of resources. Then if you visit the villages, it did not come up that way in the media commentaries. What I noticed is that in the rural areas, one of the biggest grievances of women is that their children are not getting proper education. And this can be proved by various related data. So these have to be fixed. Now imagine you have to get the school teachers in. There are no school teachers. The 26,000 out. These 26,000 were selected on the basis of wrong scale. Everyone knows what happened over there. There were many good people also in that. So how are you going to fill up all those blanks? Of course, you will fill up. It will take time. And in the meantime, there will be...
Can I just, Pratimda, just a quick question. Sorry I'm interrupting you, because everyone would want to know, what's that immediate challenge that Shuvendu is going to face right now? What is it that he needs to immediately fix?
First of all, he immediately needs to increase the job creation in the state. Quality job creation. In the sense, if agri wages are as low as 250 rupees, then we have to create some more jobs, say the construction jobs or whatever, where the low skill job market, people can get job within the state, so that there are less supply of house helps. This is the biggest challenge, that people must not leave the state out of desperation. Second, and that would improve the government standing tremendously. The visible factors. The law and order is going to be the biggest and the single most task and the biggest challenge for Shuvendu, because the whole policing system is broken, destroyed. That will be the biggest challenge, and any improvement in law and order is going to leave a marked change in the people will just appreciate that. The situation is pathetic at this moment.
Right. Anila, for the BJP, it's a dream come true. There's no doubt about it. But for many of the Karyakartas who've actually traveled to West Bengal in the run-up to the campaigning, one of the biggest fear that many had was, will you be able to, okay, I believe we'll try and reconnect with Anila in a short while from now. Pratimda, before I come back to you, I just want to quickly recap for all our viewers who are tuning in right now to just give you a sense of who perhaps is going to be within Shuvendu Adhikari's cabinet right now. One face that was largely spoken about and was being touted that could she become the Deputy Chief Minister, Agnimitra Paul. Dilip Ghosh on your screens right now, who's also handled the party for a very long time. He was the party president before Shomik had taken over. In fact, if you see the cabinet formation that has actually taken place, Pratimda, it's a sense that you get is that a proper representation, tribals also being given enough recognition here, given the fact that Jungle Mahal was a place that had given BJP the much needed entry. So in terms of the representation that you really look at, would you say that every part of West Bengal has been properly represented?
Obviously, every part, every community and every class. Most importantly, you see, this point is untold in media. Everyone is looking at Shuvendu Adhikari's wings. But don't forget that in this cabinet, only he has been in the government in the past, and he handled various ministries. So he has experience of running the government. Also, he knows how and where things were misused. So he is that way. If you look at from administrative point of view, he has that ability. Then you look, Nishit Pramanik has some kind of exposure in administration. Ognimitra Paul is a fantastic choice. If we look at the chronology of the oath taking, then after Dilip Ghosh comes Ognimitra Paul. Dilip Ghosh was a perfect choice. If Dilip Ghosh was ignored, it would have been a blow to the moral, to the DNA of BJP.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Because, within the circles in Bengal, a lot was spoken about whether at all Dilip Ghosh has been shafted, and also speculations about the relationship between Shuvendu Adhikari and Dilip Ghosh. Not often would you have seen them together. So do you think that could be a problem?
Both have to rise above that. There is no second choice, and I believe Shuvendu will. Because, see, he has become chief minister, one of the youngest chief minister. If I'm not clear, I have not checked, but I believe he is the youngest chief minister of the state. So it's a huge honor. People are looking forward to him. This is not the, and look, also practically you look at it. BJP was not here. For long, it was referred in the local parlance as a vote katua party, meaning that they will stand, their job is to get some votes and that help someone X or Y to win the game. So that was their role for ages. From there, now they are in power. Their rise is meteoric. It hasn't happened in the history of Bengal. So that in that space, the inner party politics, there will be difference when you are growing too fast. There will be frictions. I'm so happy to see that they have surpassed that and are now in power. So I'm sure that all of them will understand their responsibilities, every side. So about Dilip Ghosh, why I'm so insistent is that, look, Dilip Ghosh gave the party the first charge to victory. There is no denying to this fact. He became president in 2016, and in 2019, you got the success. And he brought tremendous enthusiasm within the BJP fraternity, right. And it was his ability or his, that rhetorical stance to counter TMC in their own language had actually given a lot of courage to the grassroots BJP workers.
Pratimda, I'm just taking a short commercial break right now. Okay, I'm told that Anila has already joined. Anila, I'll take that quick question with you and then slip into a short commercial break here. Anila, I want to get a sense from a BJP Karyakarta. What does it really mean for all of you who have campaigned in West Bengal, who have gone there through the entire election period, perhaps telling the people of West Bengal the need for a BJP government? What does it mean for a BJP Karyakarta today to see a BJP government being sworn in?
My Ram Ram to all, and today is a big day. Not only for Bharatiya Janata Party or the Sangh, I will say it is a huge, big day for the celebration for the people living in West Bengal. So what we observed today, like today's oath ceremony, was not merely the formation of the government. It is the triumph of the unwavering faith that the people of the West Bengal had shown in Narendra Modi's leadership. They have got full confidence that it is going to be the end of Atyachar, Bhrishtachar and Durachar. They want progress, they want development, they want security. They want the identity of the West Bengal to come back again. It is a land of Sahitya, Sanskriti and bravery. And what these people have done. West Bengal has faced the wrath of three, that is Congress, Communists and TMC. Now it has ended and Bharatiya Janata Party government is going to be formed and the welfare of the West Bengal will be the priority. We are going to establish security internally and on the borders as well. And the illegal immigrants who had been nurtured by Mamta Didi, I even do not want to call her Didi, the type of behavior she had with the people living in West Bengal, and especially if I say towards Hindu, it was so shameful. For years, Bengal was plunged into the politics of appeasement, corruption, and violence. Today, its citizens have broken the shackles of fear and chosen a new dawn of democracy. I am 100% sure all Sanatani Hindus, not halal Hindus, but Sanatani Hindus, they are celebrating. They have shown their trust in Bharatiya Janata Party, and I am so proud of my leadership. And I really remember all those Karyakartas of Bharatiya Janata Party and Sangh who have given their lives for this West Bengal to bring the democracy back. So the era of the tollbazi, syndicates, and the cut commission people, it has ended. Today marks the true beginning of the Asol Parivartan. Bengal will no longer be held back. It will now scale the heights of the progress. I'm 100% sure in Bharatiya Janata Party leadership. So let us celebrate. Today is the day to cherish and celebrate.
Well, thank you very much, Anila. In fact, Pratimda, we're talking about a rebuilding of Bengal, and a lot has been spoken about whether at all that could be a possibility, given the fact that this is a broken system that we have been talking about, a broken system. Okay. I believe there is some latest visuals also now coming in with the Prime Minister there. I want to, also quickly, before we get those visuals in, Pratimda, the galaxy of leaders we saw on the dais today. This is the image, Prime Minister bowing before the people of West Bengal, thanking the people of West Bengal for fulfilling the dream of many. And that, I think so, this is an imagery that is going to find resonance among the people of West Bengal, because this has been a massive battle for the leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party. For a man who has crisscrossed Bengal and who has taken this extremely personally to be able to install a BJP government, Pratimda, this image, I'm not too sure whether you can see this, but I'm just going to describe this. The Prime Minister, typical to the manner that he has always done, always bowed before the people who have elected him, bowed before the people, respected the mandate that has been given to them. Previously also, when the Bharatiya Janata Party did not get the mandate, that time also we had a party respecting the mandate that was given to Trinamool Congress. Now, what a defining moment. The Prime Minister of the country bowing down before the people of West Bengal, thanking them for this historic mandate that his party has been given. What a moment it is today. This is perhaps one of the most defining images that we are looking at, Pratimda.
Why Prime Minister Modi is so distinct. And, the best part is, they haven't said it in public, but what I hear, I'm sure you might have also access to such conversation. So a very, very top BJP leader, organization person, so he said, is a RSS background, so he said that their aim is to make Gujarat, Bengal, more developed than Gujarat. Now look at the aspiration. They value the win in Bengal. I mean, this is what we want. I mean, we want Bengal to be back into its glory again. And don't forget that the Prime Minister, before he became Prime Minister, much before he became Prime Minister, as a pracharak, he has spent good time in the state. So he knows the state, he knows its people, he feels the pulse. And there, as an organization, as a party, or even as RSS, they all have an aim to make this entry everlasting. This is quite an opportunity for the state and its people who have been tired of watching violence not merely in physical sense of the term, but even in words. In fact, that is one thing I will expect from this new government, that they must not be, follow any of the past examples. This is all we need at this moment.
Well, that makes Prime Minister Modi very different, a distinct leader who's able to connect with the masses. I'm going to stay with these images before we take a short commercial break. Anila, in fact, this image undoubtedly is going to go viral today. And Prime Minister Modi really knows how to connect with the people. Even though, a lot was spoken about whether at all Bharatiya Janata Party will be able to find its foothold in Okay. Anila, I want to stay with these images right now of the Prime Minister. And as I was saying, that a distinct leader, unique in many ways, because always being able to find a way to connect with the masses today. It may not be very surprising for you. It may not be surprising for those who have known the Prime Minister for a very, very long time. But this exactly shows what does it mean to connect with the people.
Should I come in?
Yeah, go ahead, Anila.
All right. Before I say anything, one thing I'm so happy about it, like today in West Bengal and especially in oath ceremony, I can see Bhagwa, Bhagwa and Bhagwa. This is the same Bhagwa which was coined with the name of Atankawad, terrorism, by Congress party. And today we can see the change of color. Not only the change of guard, but the change of color. Bhagwa is there in West Bengal. So it is not just a change of guard, it is the liberation from the culture of fear.
Yeah, but many Pratimda, many would only hope that it is truly Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Shuvendu Adhikari also indicated that, because at the end of the day, it is not about those who have only voted the party to power, even those who haven't voted them to power would be equally important. I'm going to slip into a short commercial break and I'm going to come back as we discuss this historic moment unfolding in the state of West Bengal.
Approximately 3:30 this afternoon, our plainclothes officers and agents that consistently patrol the outer perimeter of the White House complex identified a suspicious individual that appeared to have a firearm. They called in support from our marked uniformed Secret Service police to make contact with that individual. Upon making contact, that individual fled briefly on foot, withdrew a firearm, and fired in the direction of our agents and officers. They returned fire and engaged. That individual was hit. He's since been transported to the hospital. I have no comments on his condition. I can tell you that at least one, we believe only one, bystander was hit by the suspect. That individual, it's a juvenile, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries, but he's also receiving treatment at the hospital. I'll point out that not long before this shooting occurred, the Vice President's motorcade did transit through this area. The investigation itself, in terms of the use of force in the shooting, will be conducted by Metropolitan Police Department.
Great to be here. I'm thrilled to be back in the home of a great place. I love Florida. We love Florida. With all of the very proud, great American patriots of the villages. Are we happy with the villages? We like the villages. Now, you know, I shouldn't be here. There was just an attempt, I won't use the word, an attempt, they say, on my life. I should be indoors at a secure facility where I can quietly, beautifully, and safely play out my term, destroying everything that comes in our way, like bad countries that want to get nuclear weapons.
A BJP government has now been installed in the state of West Bengal, the first BJP Chief Minister in West Bengal. Pratimda, to continue with the conversation that we were having earlier, I want to go back to this pictures of the Prime Minister bowing before the people of West Bengal from the Brigade ground. And it's quite historic. This is the very ground where the left parties, the communists, for the longest time had taken full control of. And then, of course, you've had the Trinamool Congress too. What would you really say about the image of Buddhadev Babu and Biman Bose, who were basically present during the swearing-in ceremony of Mamata Banerjee? And today, the situation has changed. There was still a political culture, even when the left were in power, Pratimda. One can not forget the manner in which Buddhadev Babu had basically responded. In fact, I remember when the left front was almost voted out of power, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Buddhadev Babu had already tendered his resignation. He had gone to Raj Bhavan, and even before the numbers were basically settling down, Buddhadev Babu knew that left is now out of power. One. The second important imagery was of when Buddhadev Babu, along with Biman Bose, and I don't remember, there was another former minister from the left government, who were all sitting in that front row with Mamata Banerjee folding her hands before them. Now, that was also a political culture. Today, it seems that it has all gone.
Niranjan, I said it, I'm very sorry to repeat myself. Trinamool was a curse for democracy, unfortunately so. They never had any respect for democracy. This is, you rightly pointed out, that left did not destroy the superstructure. Left remained within the superstructure. Whatever we say about them, they did not destroy the structure. But, Trinamool or Mamata Banerjee destroyed it. Any chief minister, why Buddha Babu? The Stalin the other day lost. He immediately went and tendered his resignation. Same happens across the country. Those who drafted the constitution has never, thought, it was not in even their dreams or nightmares, that there can be a situation where a chief minister will say, I won't resign. This is unprecedented, lacks, there is no trace of any taste over here. And that is the biggest loss. What you are seeing is that, please don't underestimate this. For 15 years, they taught a section of people to disrespect the democracy, to disrespect the state, to disrespect the country. And that is what is to disrespect all norms. Only power does matter. And this is Shuvendu or whosoever is in government, they have to handle that. Because some people are misled. Over to you.
Okay. It's completely destroyed. You're saying the political culture. Anila, do you believe that perhaps the BJP can bring in the change of a time, an era from political revenge to perhaps political camaraderie?
Yeah, I'm not going to use this term political revenge because Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't believes at all in revenge or any sort of that terminology. All right, we have been elected by the people of West Bengal to bring change, and this is our priority. And the Kamal ki jodi of Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji has proven, and we know that how Sunil Bansal ji and his team, they have worked in West Bengal. And because of that, the common man has spoken through the ballot. And the message is very, very clear. The performance over paternalism. And we have to prove this. We have to work on different verticals. Because as I had mentioned earlier, that West Bengal has faced the wrath of three: Congress, Communists, and Mamata Banerjee. So we are going to address law and order. We are going to bring humongous changes in economic scenario as well. We are going to bring the Sanskriti, the culture, back to West Bengal. And today, fortunately, three great people's Jayantis, like Rabindranath Tagore ji, and Maharana Pratap ji and Gorakhnath Gokhale ji. So all the three, and I'm so happy that they must be observing it. Shama Prasad Mukherjee must be observing it. Now the change begins in West Bengal. As Maharana Pratap ji, he stood so strong against Mughals. So Bharatiya Janata Party workers also stood very strongly in front of TMC. So many workers, they were sacrificed. For what? To bring change in West Bengal. So whatever Ms. Banerjee and her team of gundas, they did to West Bengal, now the time has come and we are going to bring change. So since 79 years, West Bengal was waiting for this change. And before you went for the commercial break, and I had said very happily that today I can see Bhagwa, Kesariya color. So Kesariya color, first of all, Kesar comes from Kashmir. So we have got lots of love and respect for the Kashmir. And Kesariya means divinity, sacrifice. So what is wrong in this color? We are here to serve the people of West Bengal, but we are not going to spare those who have extorted West Bengal. And that person might be coming from any religion, any caste, any community. We are not going to spare that person. Maybe he may be a man, he may be a woman. We are not going to spare them. We are here to deliver, and we are going to deliver. Message is very clear. I come from Uttar Pradesh. We know it very well. When Bharatiya Janata Party government took over in 2017, what was the scenario of Uttar Pradesh? Industries had shut down. There was no safety, no security for women or the people living in Uttar Pradesh. And when Bharatiya Janata Party won and formed the government under the rule of Yogi Adityanath ji, we have seen the change. We have seen the change in Uttar Pradesh. Even your studio is in Uttar Pradesh. You must have seen it. What type of growth, humongous growth and prosperity and security we observe today in UP. Similarly, we are going to see it in West Bengal as well. I have got 100% confidence in the leadership.
Okay. Anila, thank you very much. I'll request both of you to stay with us as we continue with our rolling coverage from Bengal. In fact, in a short while from now, we'll also go across to our reporters on the ground, live from Brigade ground in a short while from now, slipping into a short commercial break.
Batima, আমি শুভেন্দু অধিকারী ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি ভারতের সার্বভৌমত্ব ও অখণ্ডতা রক্ষা করিব। পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্যের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী রূপে আমার কর্তব্যসমূহ নিষ্ঠাপূর্বক এবং বিবেকসম্মতভাবে নির্বাহ করিব এবং ভয় বা পক্ষপাত, প্রীতি বা বিদ্বেষ রহিত হইয়া সকল শ্রেণীর জনগণের প্রতি সংবিধান ও বিধি অনুসারে ন্যায়াচরণ করিব। আমি শুভেন্দু অধিকারী ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্যের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী রূপে যে কোনো বিষয় যাহা আমার বিবেচনার জন্য আনীত হইবে বা আমি জ্ঞাত হইব, তাহা মুখ্যমন্ত্রী রূপে আমার কর্তব্যসমূহের যথাযথ নির্বাহের জন্য যেরূপ আবশ্যক হইতে পারে তদ্গতিকে আমি প্রত্যক্ষ বা পরোক্ষভাবে কোনো ব্যক্তি বা ব্যক্তিগণের নিকট জ্ঞাপন করিব না বা প্রকাশ করিব না।
All right, viewers, coming up after a short commercial break and the Tamil Nadu thriller continues. AIADMK leader EPS is planning to meet governor and submit the claim to make him the CM. He's likely backed by PMK and AMMK and willing to seek support from other parties too.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
कोशिश को कामयाबी, कामयाबी को शोहरत बनते देखा है। हाँ, पिछले 60 सालों में मैंने देश को बनते देखा है। कमला पसंद, 60 सालों से अनोखा स्वाद।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट, स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के बोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
BJP
এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সীমা বাংলা আমার থাকবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার বাংলা জুড়ে জয়ধ্বনি উঠবে ভারত মাতা সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
All right, viewers, now these are the visuals of the swearing-in ceremony of Shuvendu Adhikari. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was there, Union Minister Amit Shah was there, as you can see, Nitin Nabeen is there, all senior BJP leaders including JP Nada and also the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath is also there. And Yogi Adityanath was the one who was advocating a double-engine government, and these are the visuals of that. Chief Ministers of various states on the stage. As you can see, it's a big day for West Bengal, for the citizens of West Bengal and also for the Bharatiya Janata Party. But viewers, time to slip into a short commercial break and we'll get you the latest updates on what's happening in Tamil Nadu. And because Vijay is short of the majority mark, the Tamil Nadu thriller continues. We'll get you more details after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
जब अपना कोई मूव किसी को मूव करता है ना यार, फील आ जाती है।
भाई तू अपना है, तेरा सफर मुझे भी करना है। तूने प्रूव कर दिखाया यार, एनीबॉडी कैन ड्रीम।
मुझे लगा मैं नहीं, पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट चल रहा है। Breathable fabrics, awesome comfort, effortless style, AD from the house of Arvind.
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala, delicious, healthy, every day.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोच है विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद, भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन, इसमें भरोसा रखता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक फेंकता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
Approximately 3:30 this afternoon, our plainclothes officers and agents that consistently patrol the outer perimeter of the White House complex identified a suspicious individual that appeared to have a firearm. They called in support from our marked uniformed Secret Service police to make contact with that individual. Upon making contact, that individual fled briefly on foot, withdrew a firearm, and fired in the direction of our agents and officers. They returned fire and engaged. That individual was hit. He's since been transported to the hospital. I have no comments on his condition. I can tell you that at least one, we believe only one bystander was hit by the suspect. That individual, it's a juvenile, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries, but he's also receiving treatment at the hospital. I'll point out that not long before this shooting occurred, the Vice President's motorcade did transit through this area. The investigation itself, in terms of the use of force in the shooting, will be conducted by Metropolitan Police Department.
Great to be here. I'm thrilled to be back in the home of a great place. I love Florida. We love Florida. With all of the very proud, great American patriots of the villages. Are we happy with the villages? We like the villages.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
আমি শুভেন্দু অধিকারী ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব।
History created at Brigade ground. Historic day for the Bharatiya Janata Party. After Shuvendu's ceremony, Bengal gets its first BJP Chief Minister after independence. Five ministers take oath with Shuvendu in the Bengal cabinet, sworn in with Shuvendu, Dilip Ghosh, Agnimitra Paul, Nishit Pramanik, even as MLAs.
Will EPS take claim? That possibility is open. All eyes are on Tamil Nadu as the suspense continues, with Vijay not having the requisite numbers.
VCK yet to announce support to TVK as suspense over the Tamil Nadu political deadlock continues.
TVK holds a key meeting. All eyes on Vijay, whether he will get VCK support. That's the only hurdle that he has left.
Vijay at his residence plans to meet VCK leader after official announcement of his position. Well, starting with the suspense which continues in Tamil Nadu, Vijay yet to form the government. Governor has told Vijay that he does not have the number. What exactly has led to the situation? In fact, AIADMK MLAs are arriving one after the other at EPS's residence. It seems that there is a political thriller which is brewing right now, with AIADMK could play a major role. Niranjan.
Shravan, VCK is a very small party with about 2 MLAs, and VCK with 2 MLAs seems to be the kingmaker right now, because CPI and CPM have 2 MLAs each, but they're giving outside support. If VCK is to join the Vijay government, they're asking for killing. In fact, the buzz is they wanted the Deputy Chief Minister's post, but Vijay, as we understand it, is against that. And Sharda is joining us live. Now, VCK is also talking to EPS, we are told. Also talking to DMK, we are told, Sharda. There is buzz that VCK could be offered the Chief Minister's post. Now, all of this, of course, is speculation. We can continue to speculate, but this is the buzz. This is the buzz that maybe he's asking for the Chief Minister's post.
Well, there's a lot of political buzz surrounding that, Niranjan, because the VCK party people have rightly asked on social media, why can't VCK leader Thirumalan meet the Chief Minister and the DMK and the IDMK be supporting him? This has been running yesterday on the social media because of the VCK party leaders have been wanting a solution done, and they've been giving various political suggestions on the social media, telling that the IDMK and the DMK not coming might create a lot of trouble for the party's ideology in itself. So they're telling, why not make Thirumalan the Chief Minister in itself, and then why the DMK and the ADMK not support him. Meanwhile, the talks are happening at the ADMK's Chief Edapadi Palaniswamy's house, where we are right now. It's likely that the AMMK and the PMK extending support for Edapadi to become the Chief Minister, and the letter for the same was submitted to the governor last night by TTV Dinakar, and he says that there is a claim that Edapadi wants to become the Chief Minister, and why not the governor call him? He's the third party, but DMK, the second-run party, has now stated that they want to be the opposition. They are telling that the AIDMK should form the government, and TTV Dinakaran speaking to us clearly said that he might seek support from every other party, including DMK and the TVK if required, and that comes after Governor calls Edapadi K. Palaniswamy. So now today, this important meeting is being held at Edapadi's house, where every MLA is arriving to talk to Edapadi, making the next, would be the next step of action for the AIDMK, whether they are going to be going with the DMK, whether they are going to reach out to the governor first and tell that they want to form the government, and then bring in the minority government, and then bring in the support that they have, showing it on the floor test. It all depends on that. At the same time, BCK leader Thirumalan, who is initially said that he'll be offering support to the TVK all through yesterday evening, suddenly makes a change of stance, says that he will announce it officially only today evening at 4 p.m. This comes after the multiple news buzz that we have heard that the Deputy Chief Minister post was asked by him through Vijay, and however, TVK leader Vijay has not agreed for it as of the moment, and that's the reason there is a delay in announcement of the VCK, whether they are supporting or not. There's a lot of political tension in the state of Tamil Nadu because VCK leader is also meeting DMK leader M.K. Stalin. He met him last night. Likely a formal meeting to tell that he is leaving the DMK faction if he gets the Deputy Chief Minister post in the TVK's alliance.
That's okay. I want to play out what TTV Dinakaran said. TTV Dinakaran of the AMMK. Now, earlier, TVK, that is Vijay's party, had claimed the support of AMMK and also issued a letter. They showed the letter to the governor. But AMMK came out and claimed that that letter was fake. Dinakaran claimed that his party was never supporting and that it was forged and that their MLA was captured. Here's what happened. I'd like to play out that soundbite of Dinakaran, because the VCK, we are told, is going to just give, wait till 4 p.m. We don't know whether they're going to support. By the way, it's a spin. It's a spin, isn't it, Sharda? They're not going to support. They're not going to announce their support to Vijay by 4 p.m. They're going to announce whether they will support Vijay at 4 p.m. Let's just fix that. That's a spin being given. Sharda.
Very true, Niranjan. VCK has been delaying this as much as possible, and this is completely because of the demands that the TVK has not met for the VCK. Likely, the sources from the party say that the Deputy Chief Minister post is talks is still underway. Whether Vijay wants to give that away or not is still a question, because Vijay's party leaders have been constantly telling that the party runs with the ideology that Vijay makes the final decision. But if we have the VCK party, which is an ally of the DMK, still has not decided whether they are breaking from DMK or not. And what if they offer the Deputy Chief Minister post and then the VCK announces that they are still an ally with the DMK and only extending a support to the TVK, it will be a trouble for the TVK party, because it will be as though the DMK has a hold on the TVK as well. So this is what Vijay fears. So making sure that the VCK, whether it's an alliance, complete announcement whether they are completely supporting the TVK as an ally party and agrees for the power sharing, or it is only an external support, just like how the Communist and the Marxists is doing. So there's a constant confusion between the TVK and the VCK's whether it will be an ally with the Deputy Chief Minister post or whether it will be an external support. In that case, Vijay will not give the Deputy Chief Minister post to VCK because that will bring up more trouble for him from the DMK as well, Niranjan. So that's the reason. So VCK has been constantly delaying this process of announcement. So they say it's 4 p.m. likely to support the TVK. The party cadres are openly telling that it is an open support for TVK. But yes, we have to wait for the official confirmation from the VCK leader Thirumavalan himself. Until then, it cannot be confirmed because Thirumavalan has been constantly meeting Udayanidhi Stalin, MK Stalin and other senior leaders from the DMK. So this puts in a question whether the VCK leader is still considering whether he is going to be supporting the TVK or whether he is going to continue his alliance with the DMK.
Okay. One more bit of breaking news update coming in from VCK office. I think Aishwarya, where is the VCK chief? AIDMK is now, we are hearing, going to stake claim. There is one possibility. EPS may meet the governor. Is that a possibility? This is a breaking news update that we have. Is that going to happen? Is that going to happen? DMK likely to back AIDMK claim. Now, all of this is in the realm of speculation, but is it actually happening? Aishwarya.
Well, you can see that yesterday when we thought that the entire political thriller has ended, when Vijay had finally had the 118 seats, when all the left parties together announced that they will be extending support, which CPI, CPM officially announced, and they also said that on behalf of VCK, they are also announcing here that they will support Vijay, and that is why Vijay met the governor, and after that he also visited the CPI offices as a courtesy visit to thank the CPI leaders for extending the outside support to his party. But however, Vijay VCK backed out at the last moment, saying that they have not yet finalized about the support that they are going to extend to the TVK, and then Thirumavalan also met MK Stalin. But what we are learning here outside the VCK office, from where around 10 a.m., which was the original time given by the Thirumavalan to officially announce his whether he will be going with TVK or no. Now it has postponed to 4 p.m. So why is this delay? Is in announcing a particular decision is what the question is, because what we are learning is that TVK as well as Thirumavalan are still going on. The talks between the two parties are still going on, and as Vijay is also expected to come here in the VCK in the VCK office, and that is why you can see the fans are also lined up. So Vijay coming to the VCK office and Thirumavalan also announcing postponing his official announcement at 4 p.m. likely indicates that VCK might extend support, but his VCK's also stance of meeting Stalin have speculated that he might be in a dilemma or on the floor whether he should extend outside support or like the CPI, or should he be participating in the seat sharing, because while he is demanding, there are several demands that VCK has kept front of the TVK is what we are hearing, but there are talks between TVK and VCK that are ongoing, and that is why the delay in announcement is what we are learning from this particular office. And by 4 p.m. Some announcement from the VCK office is expected regarding his decision on TVK.
Sure, I think we should play out what Dinakaran said while we continue to get developments. Here's what AMMK's Dinakaran said. He met the governor last night, and he claimed that his party MLA never gave the letter of support. So there's suspense on that. Let's play that out. Here's what he said to Sharda, our correspondent.
How can they call me or reach me? Because I am in their opposition, and we contested against DMK and TVK. Even in Mannargudi, where Kamaraj, this case, Mr. Kamaraj has won TVK and DMK. How can we give support to him? Nobody will try to approach me also. They know about me. We are all Amma's followers. How can I go and support other party who contested against us? And it's a clear-cut case of either forgery or horse trading. My MLA signed my letter in the evening, and when I saw in the TV, that he has supported TVK. So after receiving the letter, I rushed to the Raj Bhavan and I waited there and I met the governor also. I made a complaint and I requested the Honorable Governor to investigate this. It's a mockery of democracy. How can we allow in Tamil Nadu? See, before coming to power, they are doing this sort of arrogance. How, if they form the government, how it will be? How can they poach a opposition MLA like this?
Sir, in your
For argument's sake, even if he gives support, how can he accept? He is telling that I am a very pure energy. How can they do this?
See, your MLA, Mr. Kamaraj, you said he signed the letter, but he is missing. But even in your Twitter today afternoon, you had mentioned that he is in Pondicherry in the resort along with others. Suddenly, now MLA Kamaraj is missing.
Yes, suddenly he is not attending my phone.
So one more question. In the letter, you have mentioned that you want the governor to call Edapadi K. Palaniswamy to form the government.
Yes.
So you are the third party. You're not even the opposition in the second numbers. You're at the third with the only 53 in numbers and one along with this is BJP. So how do you think Edapadi K. Palaniswamy can form the government?
See, DMK has clearly told we are not going to climb, we are going to be in the opposition. So we are the next party. So even Palaniswamy didn't tell me anything. I thought my MLA, he told, after meeting our friends, our MLAs, ADMK MLAs in Pondicherry, he told that he is going back to his native and he will come back after 2-3 days. Suddenly I thought if I get this letter, it will be useful. So I drafted it, my lawyer drafted it, and my secretary went and got it signed. See, in the democratic country, if the one party is failed to prove its majority, we have all the right to ask for
how will the India prove majority?
Sure. Not like this.
So which means
I tell you, not DMK. We will ask all of the other parties, even TVK, to support us. Not like this. Not like horse trading or anything, forging. We will ask we will give appeal to all the parties in order to avoid the election. We will form a government.
So can you confirm that there is no talks with the DMK and the IDMK faction?
No, that's not.
Getting live pictures of Shuvendu Adhikari at the birthplace of Rabindranath Tagore. Let's cut across live.
প্রণাম জানিয়ে মুখ্যমন্ত্রীকে শপথ নেওয়ালেন এবং আমরা দায়িত্বভার নিলাম। বাংলা বাঙালির সংস্কৃতি কবিগুরুর চেতনাতে, কবিগুরুর ভাবনাতে হবে, তার আজকে শুভ সূচনা। একটাই মন্ত্র স্বামীজির, চোরইবতী চোরইবতী। আরে ধুতি পাঞ্জাবিতে থাকা ডক্টর শ্যামাপ্রসাদ মুখার্জির তৈরি করা আদর্শের ভিত্তিতে যে রাজনৈতিক দল, তাকে কারোর কাছ থেকে সার্টিফিকেট নিতে হবে না। আমি একটি বিতর্কিত কথা বলবো না, আমি মুখ্যমন্ত্রী, আমি এখন সকলের। আমি চাই শুভবুদ্ধির উদয় হোক। আমি শুধু বলবো যারা এখনো সমালোচনা করছেন তাদের চৈতন্য উদয় হোক। আসুন, বাংলার অনেক ক্ষতি হয়ে গেছে, শিক্ষা হারিয়ে গেছে, সংস্কৃতি ধ্বংস হয়ে গেছে। আমরা বাংলাটাকে নবনির্মাণ করি, অনেক দায়িত্ব। এখন এইসব রাজনৈতিক কচকচানি, একে অপরের সমালোচনার সময় নয়। যারা করতে চাইছে করুন, আমরা শুধু এগিয়ে যাব। আমরা করব জয়। আমি বিবেকানন্দের ভাষায় চোরইবতী চোরইবতী। आज का दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है देश के लिए, बंगाल के लिए। इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री का इच्छा था नया सरकार रविंद्र जयंती का दिन अपना कार्यकाल शुरू करे। इसलिए हम लोग प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व में कवि गुरु को प्रणाम करते हुए आज संविधान को मानते हुए
what he's saying is we are paying our respect to Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore. He's speaking in Hindi, Shuvendu Adhikari. He's saying that we have come here to pay our respects to Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore.
Okay, staying with the pictures there, Shuvendu Adhikari, man of the moment in West Bengal. Chandrachud Ghosh, this has been a very symbolic, day, a symbolic showing for the BJP. The pictures, the visuals, the visits. It's beginning of what many people say will be a historic tenure, or at least hope will be a historic tenure. Chandrachud Ghosh.
Absolutely. It is well begun. It's well begun in a very calm, composed and dignified manner. No political backlash, no hot statement. And given the fact that the Trinamool has still not backed out, given the fact that Mamata Banerjee still claims herself, announces herself to be the Chief Minister, she hasn't removed that designation from her Twitter account. And the unrest is always there. And we cannot forget that just a couple of days back, Shuvendu Adhikari's PA was assassinated in a horrible manner. So all those factors and the pre-poll violence, the poll violence, or whatever little amount that happened, the atmosphere was heavy with the threats of violence and everything. So all those must be hanging somewhere there over their minds. But yet they have not taken the course of the route of retaliation or any hot statement. They have been very dignified and calm and composed, announcing the intent of the government to move towards development, to stabilize the state and bring back assurance, bring back confidence among the people, in the mind of the people. And from the north to the south, there are different types of uncertainties in different regions. So I would say that it has been a very responsible way to begin. It's very well begun. And I hope, once the portfolios are distributed, the other ministers are appointed, this government will have to hit the ground running, and they will do so. That's the expectation.
We've been joined by many industrialists through the morning today, Chandrachud Ghosh, and most of them talking about how this is perhaps a historic moment for the BJP to reshape Bengal, rebuild Bengal, remake Bengal, get the industries back, right? Get the investment going.
Yes. Look, the symbolism is great, but one cannot stop at the symbolism. Then there has to be confidence-building measures to be taken very quickly. That's what I said. They have to hit the ground running, bring back investment, create the atmosphere for safe investment so that industrialists do come. They are not afraid of petty goons or well-networked mafia rackets who would thrive on extortion and proper returns. A long-term plan. So they have to have pose their faith in this government. The government will have to earn that faith, and they will have to move very quickly on that. And Bengal desperately needs that. The industrialization, the education system, take up any particular area of governance. It's a horrible scenario. It's a nightmarish scenario. So the work of reconstruction, the work of rebuilding is humongous, and it's going to be tough. But I am very, very hopeful that this government, which has shown its intent, will move very fast, will move quickly, and will be able to. The per capita income, it has gone down below Odisha. That's at least Odisha used to be below Bengal, but now it's even below Odisha. So all these economic measures, not only cash benefit schemes, not only cash transfer schemes, but hard jobs, real employment, appointment of teachers in the schools, filling up the government, the vacant government posts. The entire administration has to be revamped, to be rebuilt. And even talking about me gives me the nervousness that how it's possible to do it in a very short time. But that's the nature of the job. That's the nature of the challenge, that it has to be done very quickly. A lot of things have to be done, and a lot of things have to be done very quickly without losing time. And I think that's the main reason why they are not getting distracted by political debates and political fights, political bickerings, and focusing on the administration.
Speaking somewhere, so we'll cut across live, and if you can just help us translate over it, it'll be nice, Chandrachud. If you can go across, he's
आज का दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है देश के लिए, बंगाल के लिए। इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री का इच्छा था नया सरकार रविंद्र जयंती का दिन अपना कार्यकाल शुरू करे। इसलिए हम लोग प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व में कवि गुरु को प्रणाम करते हुए आज संविधान को मानते हुए ओथ टेकिंग किया, शपथ लिया है। और उसका बाद मेरा सरकारी कार्यक्रम ये जोड़ा साको से हुआ है, कवि गुरु को प्रणाम करके माल्यार्पण कर।
Okay, so the messaging also with the five ministers who've been sworn in, right? The formula, the math. How do you explain that? How can you put it in perspective to all our viewers, Chandrachud? I was asking you about the messaging on the formula of the five ministers who've been chosen in Bengal.
Yes, see, these are the most visible faces. There are many leaders who have played very important critical roles. And it's a symbolic swearing-in ceremony. The other leaders will have to be chosen, which is going to take some time. Portfolio distribution is another matter which needs to be discussed amongst the top leadership. That's going to take some time because, as I said, the work of reconstruction is so humongous that it cannot be just any casual measure giving any department to anybody, which a formula, a process that was followed by the previous Trinamool government. That, somebody who has nothing to do with no expertise in any particular area was handed over a ministry just because of their face value, just because of their internet popularity or popularity over the movie screens. So I can see that they're clearly trying to avoid that trap. No gimmick, no gesture, so no posturing, but focus on the real hard work that needs to be done and distributing portfolios according to capability. So they haven't yet announced the full Council of Ministers, which I guess will be done very shortly, but that is expected to take some time. But when I was talking about what Shuvendu Adhikari said about beginning the day at Jorasako, the house of Rabindranath Tagore and the Tagore family, the Thakur family. And that was of great importance. And as he clarified that it was done on the oath taking was scheduled on this day, on Tagore's birthday, on the wish of the Prime Minister. And that was very important because BJP has been constantly harangued as an anti-Bengali party, a party that does not understand or sympathize with the culture and heritage of Bengal, which of course is a distortion, but they have had to counter it, they have had to face it for many, many years now. And even today, in social media, Trinamool's main line of attack had...
Well, in fact, joining us on this broadcast is Sanjeev Goenka, a very prominent industrialist from West Bengal. Mr. Goenka, thank you very much for joining us. Today, many would say it's a new chapter in the history of West Bengal. But as an industrialist, Mr. Goenka, rebuilding Bengal is going to be one of the biggest challenge. I want to ask you, Mr. Goenka, what is it as an industrialist who has spoken about the well-being of the state? What do you have to say in terms of the challenges that this new government would be facing, and what is your expectation?
Well, thank you for having me on your, let me just say that there is a great expectation and in fact confidence from the BJP-led government. That's the first point. The second point I'd like to make is that this government has to deal with archaic laws, for example, the Urban Land Ceiling Act. And there are several like that, which don't exist in any part of the country excepting in Bengal. The third is going to be stabilizing the law and order. Confidence is already there. When BJP is there, confidence comes automatically. All of us believe that Modi hai to mumkin hai. So there is no shortage of confidence anymore. And there will be investments. There will be large-scale investments, multiple sectors. But I think Mr. Shuvendu Adhikari's government will have to address these archaic laws and the law and order.
Ranjan here. You have businesses across varied sectors, right? You have different portfolios. Now, there will be challenges in different sectors. I mean, I think you spoke about bureaucratic complexities, regulatory delays, some very archaic laws. What would you tell the BJP government if they had to, let's say, focus on rebuilding Bengal, remaking Bengal, and getting the businesses back to Bengal? What should be their focus in the first, let's say, 6 months to 1 year?
Well, it's really not for me to do any prescriptive recommendations. The BJP has had a track record of success in every state that they have governed. So I'm fairly confident that the same will apply here.
In terms of the roadmap, one of the challenges that most industrialists have faced in the past in the state of West Bengal is about the opaqueness that we have seen in the past. I know you may not be very comfortable in responding to the challenges that you've had in the past, but having said that, there would be certain aspirations that every industrialist today has in the state of West Bengal. In your mind, what would be the way forward? And perhaps in order to bring in what BJP is saying, a Sonar Bangla, what is really needed?
I think a sense of welcome to industry. Make industry feel welcome. Make them feel part of the process. And one does so much out of emotion and affection for the state. But eventually it is also a question of confidence, which BJP gives. Undoubtedly it gives. And it is also a question of, making everyone feel part of that change, feel part of that process. And, just a sense of warmth and belonging.
Mr. Goenka, you've had roots in Kolkata. Your family's had roots in Kolkata. You're headquartered in Kolkata, and you look at the left rule, and then you look at the Trinamool Congress rule. It's first time, perhaps, in 6 to 8 decades, where a Delhi-centric party has come to Bengal, right? There's been a lot of fear. There's been a lot of uncertainty over the last years. Would you now say the fear and the uncertainty is gone?
All I'd like to say is that people are walking with a smile.
People are walking with a smile. Great.
Yes.
I think that says a lot. Okay, Mr. Sanjeev Goenka, thank you for joining us here on Republic TV this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that last line, I think,
gives it all.
Said a lot. I think it gives it away. people are walking with a smile. Okay. Chandrachud Ghosh, if I can get your concluding remarks on that, just to sum up what Sanjeev Goenka was saying, I think it sort of said a lot. His last sentence, Shravan,
yeah,
that it said everything that people had to. I mean, for an industrialist to say that is a big thing.
Well, in fact, one biggest takeaway from what most industrialists are now essentially saying, and I think so, our guest can also weigh in here. The very fact that ease of business never existed in the state of West Bengal. It just purely speaking in terms of numbers, a broken economy is what the BJP is going to inherit right now. It's not going to be an easy task. People are going to expect perhaps in a fast manner things really changing on the ground. And that is where the most difficult aspect of this entire transition is going to be.
Exactly. I mean, see, what Mr. Goenka said about the people walking with a smile, he works with people. I mean, he has businesses, but those businesses are spread across people. So he can easily sense a sense of liberation among the common people. That's a very important thing. But more than that, in the system, the removal of ad hocness, the removal of the middlemen who would play havoc with extortion, and with that phrase which has become nationally famous, that cut money, where everybody, there are several chains, several stages where a percentage of the revenue has to go to party goons and leaders. That being removed, that will be removed. So all these things removed automatically creates an opportunity which is much bigger than what used to exist even.
किसी को किसी तरह इज्जत करना, इज्जत करते हैं, इस सरकार जैसे करते हैं, इज्जत कैसे करते हैं, कैसे करना चाहिए ये सरकार जानते हैं।
सजल जी, आपके ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर ने पश्चिम बंगाल की भूमि से आते हैं, पश्चिम बंगाल का एक स्वप्न देखा था, पश्चिम बंगाल ऐसा होना चाहिए। बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी का जो पश्चिम बंगाल है, उन्होंने अपनी कविताओं में लिखा है कैसा होना चाहिए पश्चिम बंगाल। तो आज आपको क्या लगता है कि वैसा पश्चिम बंगाल अब देख पाएंगे यहाँ के लोग, जैसा उन्होंने अपना स्वप्न में देखा था, जैसा वो पश्चिम बंगाल को बोलते थे, वो जिस पश्चिम बंगाल को?
देखिए, शुभेंदु दा बैठे हैं, मोदी जी का नेतृत्व है, तो जरूर होगा, पश्चिम बंगाल का भला होगा ही होगा। हम तो पहले ही आपको बोला है, जो सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा पश्चिम बंगाल हमारा, ये होगा ही होगा। मोदी जी का सपना पूरा होगा, मेरा दादाजी का सपना पूरा होगा, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी का सपना पूरा होगा, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर का सपना पूरा होगा। और आज तो इसे उनका जन्मदिन है, उसका जन्मदिन
दिन कितना खास है।
वही तो उनका जन्मदिन में मोदी जी ने जो तय किया है, वो अगर कवि गुरु का भाषा में हम बोले तो যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। मोदी जी ने अकेला ये पश्चिम बंगाल को सोनार बंगला बनाएगा, ये एकदम हम श्योर है। मेरा परिवार की तरफ से मोदी जी का साथ हम लोग हमेशा है, हमेशा रहूँगा, और बंगाल तो है ही उनके साथ, ये बंगाल का आदमी लोग दिखा दिया, तो जरूर होगा, बंगाल का सपना सफल होगा, मोदी जी का सपना सफल होगा, भाजपा सरकार के सपना सफल होगा, और 100% सफल सीएम बनेंगे शुभेंदु अधिकारी।
सजल जी, बहुत बोला गया भाजपा को यहाँ पे बाहरी पार्टी है, आउटसाइडर है, ये क्या कर पाएंगे यहाँ पे, ये तो यहाँ पे कल्चर को समझते नहीं है। लेकिन जिस तरह से आज का दिन चुना गया, जिस तरह से पूरे ब्रिगेड परिसर में रविन्द्रनाथ की अस्मिता से जुड़े हुए संगीत बज रहे थे, पूरी हवा में रविन्द्रनाथ की अस्मिता झलक रही थी। आज तो आपको लगता है कि नहीं, भाजपा ने बता दिया है कि नहीं, वो बाहरी पार्टी नहीं है?
ये कौन बोला भाजपा बाहरी पार्टी है? जो लोग जानता नहीं है वो लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं, भाजपा बाहर का पार्टी कैसे होगा? श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी कहाँ के हैं? पहले तो ये जानना चाहिए। जब वंदे मातरम को स्टॉप कर दिया गया था जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने इसके लिए लड़ाई किए थे, वो तो आदमी लोग जानता नहीं है। तो श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी, तब अगर भाजपा बाहर का है तब श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी बाहर का है, ये तो मानना पड़ेगा। जो लोग बोलता है वो लोग बाहर का है, वो लोग लड़ाई में शामिल नहीं हो पाता, इसलिए बोलता है बाहर का है। आज भाजपा सरकार दिखा दिया, ब्रिगेड का जो सभा हुआ है वो दिखा दिया, वो बाहर का है या बंगाल के घर के है, वो दिखा दिया।
जी, कोई खास पंक्ति जो आपके दिल के बेहद करीब हो, जो आपको बार बार ये मतलब याद दिलाती हो कि नहीं, मेरा बंगाल, मेरा पश्चिम बंगाल ऐसा दिखना चाहिए, मेरा सोनार बंगाल ऐसा होना चाहिए, कोई एक आध पंक्तियाँ जो खास हो, जो आप सुनाना चाहे दर्शकों को?
देखिए, खाली तो सोनार बांग्ला नहीं है, अभी सोनार भारतवर्ष हो गया, अभी डबल इंजन सरकार हो गया। तो हम एक ही बात बोल सकते हैं, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी का भारत है ये, बंगाल है ये, बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी का बंगाल है ये, भारत है ये, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर का बंगाल है ये, भारत है ये। हम खाली ये एक ही बात बोलना चाहते हो, भारत आमार भारतवर्ष स्वदेश आमार स्वप्न गो, তোমাতে আমরা লোধিয়া জন্ম, धन्य হয়েছি धन्य हो। ये मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ हर बंगाली के लिए, हर हिंदुओं के लिए, हर जातीयतावाद के लिए, हर राष्ट्रवाद के लिए, जो भाजपा सरकार के साथ रहो और बंगाल के आगे लेते चलो, मोदी जी का साथ रहो, भारत का पूरा पश्चिम बंगाल का सपना सफल करो।
Sajal Chatterjee, great grandson of Bankim Chand Chatterjee, and the way beautifully he has described how Paschim Bengal should be and what is actual Sonar Bangla. This is direct from the words of Sajal Chatterjee. Harsha Tanwani along video journalist Vivek Singh for Republic TV.
All right, that was the Republic TV's exclusive input from Ground Zero viewers. And that is, of course, important to listen to the family of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, as we've seen that how the Prime Minister, the entire, the NDA, the NDA, the BJP has commemorated 150 years of Vande Mataram. And there has been a neglect towards Bengal. That's what great-grandson of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay is saying there, speaking to Harsha. My colleague Harsha has been speaking to several other leaders also. I think we have a picture also of the Prime Minister who is right now sitting with other leaders in West Bengal. If you can just get that photograph in the meantime. Okay, in the meantime, I'll go across to Mr. Chandrachud Ghosh as well. Okay, before I go to him, let's play out those pictures. Let's play out those pictures. Because the Prime Minister has also just now tweeted, he has just posted on social media platform X, he has congratulated Shuvendu Adhikari for taking charge as CM. Okay, we have this photograph. Who all are sitting, we'll just try and understand. But this is the Prime Minister who is sitting with leaders, the MLAs, he's meeting everybody. And Mr. Chandrachud Ghosh, I'll just go across to you. Mr. Chandrachud Ghosh is a well-known author, and he's written on several topics, including that of Subhash Chandra Bose as well. And Mr. Ghosh, well, we've seen that so many, for the first time we see that everybody, what I am observing here is that everybody in Bengal is coming out in the open and speaking fearlessly. So, Bharosha over Bhoy, this, tagline is very, very important. That has been, in fact, I'm told, scripted by none other than Amit Shah himself. And today, right from the people out on the streets to even the great-grandson of Bankim Chatterjee, he's saying that, he has, of course, joined the BJP also, and he has been very vocal about how the legacy of West Bengal, the true, Sonar Bangla, the Bengali Asmita, how it has been compromised when the TMC had been in power.
Yeah, absolutely. On various counts. See, this whole issue of Bengali Asmita has never been a political debating point.
Yeah.
Because, nobody thought about it. Trinamool actually made it a political point to score over the Bharatiya Janata Party. To paint the BJP as a party of outsiders, anti-Bengali party. So they put on that cloak of Bengali Asmita. No single political party has ever claimed that garb. There was no need for it. Rather, everybody has been asking for the development of the province, so the economic development in education, cultural development, and on all sorts, sports and everything. But on every count, in every sector, we have seen Bengal going back, stepping back, because of the policies and the practices of the political party of the TMC and its government. We have seen investments being cut down, budgetary allocations being cut down from industrial investment and reallocated to the cash distribution system. That is something which the new government will have to think very hard about, how to generate that kind of revenue where more money can be put into capital expenditure, more money can be brought into education development, industrial development, infrastructure development, so that there you have a good structure, a good environment which will give assurance to the industrialists all over the world to come and investment in Bengal, because Bengal is so economically so rich in so many things, agriculturally, in natural resources, in talent. The brain drain that has happened from Bengal over the past few decades. Youngsters, after completing their education, after getting skilled, they don't get jobs within the state. So there is no other way than to move to other provinces. I am a living example. After completing my graduation and post-graduation, I had to move out to Delhi, and I have been living in Delhi from 1998. So, it is from that time, if not earlier. So that has to be reversed so that the talent of the state remains within the state. They can be adequately skilled, so that skilled labor, skilled managerial force is available to the industry that wants to come in, and incentives given for people to come back from other provinces. Why should all Bengalis be in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Pune, Mumbai, Chennai, Gurgaon, Haryana, Delhi, everywhere? They're spread all over the country. That is okay, but they are literally fleeing. They have been fleeing. That is a brain drain. That drain has to be stopped. That is something that should be the priority. I hope that the government will make its priority along with stabilizing the law and order system, because plugging the law and order system will be the biggest reassurance to investors who don't want money to be leaking through several loopholes, through several gaps. Unproductive wastage of money just to be paid to party goons and party leaders.
One has to see what is going to be the BJP's Vikas model here in West Bengal, because there's lots of work to be done. That's what I have gathered in the conversations right now. Thank you so much, in fact, Mr. Bose, for joining us here on Republic TV. We have to step into a very, very short break, viewers, but on the other side, we continue to get you the top moments also from the oath-taking ceremony and much more that's lying ahead. And also not to forget the Tamil Nadu poll drama that's reached the Supreme Court, as former IS officer asked the governor of TN to let Vijay and his party TVK to form the government. Plea filed in the court. We'll get you more on that.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी, because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे, तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला। Hello.
জিন্দাবাদ রিপাবলিক জিন্দাবাদ আমাদের ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টিকে নিয়ে আসার জন্য রিপাবলিককে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ আমাদের রিপাবলিককে অসংখ্য মহেশতলাবাসীকে ধন্যবাদ রিপাবলিক আমাদের প্রত্যেকটা হিন্দুদের পরিবারের পাশে দাঁড়িয়েছে
रिपब्लिक को लेकर जो दीवानगी है, रिपब्लिक को लेकर जो क्रेज है यहाँ पर लोगों में, वो भी आप देख पा रहे होंगे। लोग यहाँ पर रिपब्लिक जिंदाबाद के नारे लगा रहे हैं और जिस तरीके से रिपब्लिक बांग्ला ने, रिपब्लिक की पूरी टीम ने, रिपब्लिक एक तरीके से पूरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने यहाँ पर लोगों की आवाज़ दिखाई पूरे चुनाव में, उसके बाद लोग यहाँ पर एक तरीके से अपनी भावनाओं को व्यक्त कर रहे हैं। ये देखिए जिस तरीके से दीवानगी देख रहे हैं आप, लोग रिपब्लिक जिंदाबाद करते हुए यहाँ से गुजर रहे हैं। हाथों में झंडा है बीजेपी का और चेहरे पे मुस्कान है। एक एक करके बोलिए।
बंगाल में एक नया सूरज उगा है, बंगाल में एक नया सूरज उगा है बहुत दिनों बाद। आज बंगाल का सपना पूरा हो गया। जो हिंदुत्व का लिए जो गाली दे रहा था लोग हिंदुत्व को, आज हिंदुत्व क्या चीज है लोग अच्छी तरह समझ जाएगा। ठीक है
तो जो हिंदुत्व क्या है आप लोग यहाँ के समझ जाएंगे। अब जरा मैं कुछ और लोगों से बात कर लूँ। आप लोग बताइए नई सरकार से जी
আমাদের মহেশতলাবাসী সমস্ত যেসব কার্যকর্তারা এসে এবং মহেশতলার সমস্ত গ্রামবাসীরা যারা এসছে এই দিক থেকে সবাই মিলে আমরা রিপাবলিককে ধন্যবাদ এবং আমাদের তরফ থেকে প্রণাম জানাই। সবাই
भी लोग हाथ जोड़कर रिपब्लिक को धन्यवाद। देखिए ये भरोसा है
गोस्वामी जिंदाबाद के लिए लड़ाई है तो सबसे आगे रिपब्लिक है। হ্যাঁ सबसे आगे रिपब्लिक এই যদি না থাকতো আজ আমরা হিন্দু অনেক নিচে নেমে যেতাম, অনেক নিচে যেতাম। রিপাবলিককে আমাদের
ওই ভাষা কইতা এই রিপাবলিক বাংলা আমাদের সত্যের পথে নিয়ে গেছে। এই রিপাবলিক বাংলা আছে বলে আমরা যে এই পথে নামতে পেরেছি। এই সত্য সাংবাদিক কথার কারণে
हम बोल रहे हैं लेकिन कह रहे हैं कि रिपब्लिक बांग्ला ने, रिपब्लिक ने हमारी आवाज को बुलंद
খুব ভালোবাসি রিপাবলিক বাংলা সারা জীবন দেখে যাবে।
कार्यकर्ताओं की आंखों में आंसू है बोलते हुए
रिपब्लिक भारत जिंदाबाद,
रिपब्लिक जिंदाबाद।
After twist in Tamil Nadu, viewers, inside scoop now coming in from the MLA meeting. Now what we're getting to know is that there is a meeting that's going on at E. Palani's residence, and the AIDMK MLAs are going to stick to EPS no matter what. That's what we are picking up, and also EPS is likely to offer support, to lend support to TVK. Now this is the twist. Because earlier we were learning of the AIDMK trying to be, trying to prepare to claim power if TVK fails to show majority support. But now what we are learning after the uncertainty of VCK, it still does not, it still hasn't taken a call yet out in the open. Vijay's TVK has been in panic, and now AIDMK, what we understand, was preparing to meet the governor. Till now we were getting this update. But now the inside scoop from E. Palani's residence, the meeting that is underway there, is that that EPS is likely to extend support. Sharda is tracking all the details. Sharda, what is happening now? What is the reason that now we learn EPS will be lending support to the TVK?
Well, the MLA meeting is just now considered, Rakshita, and it's likely that the EPS, as earlier said, the GMK and the AIDMK must not go together lightly. EPS tweet indirectly says that he's congratulating who is forming the governance. In this case, it is Vijay who is very, very close to the numbers, so the GMK and the AIDMK might not go together. According to the sources from the MLA meeting who attended it, told Republic that it is possible for AIDMK to extend support to TVK if the governor is not calling for the Vijay's party to form the government. So this is what you're hearing. That the AIDMK's leader, Endapadi K. Panisammy, is deciding that he will not be forming an alliance with the DMK because it is not a proper alliance. As per multiple advices they have got, it's likely that the AIDMK General Secretary will not go with the DMK to form the alliance, as the rumors have been saying, as the news that's been coming out that the AIADMK, DMK, PMK will come together to form the government. Instead, the AIADMK might give an external support to the TVK is what we are hearing, because we earlier saw the AIADMK faction wanted to extend support to the TVK by trying to not break the party. Edappadi K. Palaniswamy had them in Puducherry for 3 days in the resort. Now the MLAs meeting having constantly happening the last 3 days virtually, and now today Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, after the MLAs meeting, has put out a tweet telling that he wishes whichever party is going to form the government. This tweet indirectly points out that he will not be forming the government, and the sources from the MLAs say to Republic that likely that Edappadi will extend an external support to the TVK without forming an alliance with the Vijay's party. Meanwhile, the news that the AIADMK and the DMK and the DMK coming together might not be completely true, because it has been only the backdoor talks that's been happening. No official talks happen between the two parties. So Edappadi's faction is now likely to support TVK's Vijay forming the government.
Absolutely. Many thanks, Radha, but we will come back to you after this very short break that we are right now going into. But I think we have a soundbite of... okay, we will continue to get more details, and Sharada will be with us on the other side. Top of the hour at 2 p.m. viewers. We sipped a very, very short break, but also getting you the update from Supreme Court, where the petition has been filed by a former IS officer asking the governor of Tamil Nadu to let Vijay and his party TVK form the government, and also the hectic parleys that are going on, viewers. We'll get you more on that.
जब अपना कोई मूव किसी को मूव करता है ना यार, फील आ जाती है। भाई तू अपना है, तेरा सफर मुझे भी करना है। तूने प्रूव कर दिखाया यार, anybody can dream। मुझे लगा मैं नहीं, पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट चल रहा है। Breathable fabrics, awesome comfort, effortless style, AD from the house of Arnab।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Character, the taste of success।
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद, भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन, इसमें भरोसा लगता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Approximately 3:30 this afternoon, our plainclothes officers and agents that consistently patrol the outer perimeter of the White House complex identified a suspicious individual that appeared to have a firearm. They called in support from our marked uniformed Secret Service police to make contact with that individual. Upon making contact, that individual fled briefly on foot, withdrew a firearm, and fired in the direction of our agents and officers. They returned fire and engaged. That individual was hit. He's since been transported to the hospital. I have no comments on his condition. I can tell you that at least one, we believe only one bystander was hit by the suspect. That individual is a juvenile, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries, but he's also receiving treatment at the hospital. I'll point out that not long before this shooting occurred, the Vice President's motorcade did transit through this area. The investigation itself, in terms of the use of force in the shooting, will be conducted by Metropolitan Police Department.
Great to be here. I'm thrilled to be back in the home of a great place. I love Florida. We love Florida. With all of the very proud, great American patriots of the villages. Are we happy with the villages? We like the villages. Now, you know, I shouldn't be here. There was just an attempt, I won't use the word, an attempt, they say, on my life. I should be indoors at a secure facility where I can quietly, beautifully, and safely play out my term, destroying everything that comes in our way, like bad countries that want to get nuclear weapons.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
ঈশ্বরে আমি শুভেন্দু অধিকারী ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব।
History scripted at the Brigade ground in Kolkata, Shuvendu Adhikari takes oath as the Chief Minister of West Bengal. Bengal gets its first ever BJP Chief Minister after independence. The first time the state government ruled by the same party, double engine in West Bengal. 5 ministers take oath with Shuvendu Adhikari in the Bengal cabinet. Dilip Ghosh, Agnimitra Paul and Nishit Pramanik part of the cabinet. In an exclusive conversation with Republic, billionaire investor and chairman RPSG Group, Sanjeev Goenka says there will be large-scale investments in Bengal now that Modi hai, to mumkin hai. Even as MLAs meet EPS, E. Palaniswamy at his residence, reports say that if not Vijay, EPS will meet the governor to stake claim to form the government. And VCK yet to announce support to TVK. Suspense over the Tamil Nadu political deadlock continues. TVK Secretary Anand holds a meeting with party MLAs and members in Pannayur. Vijay, at his residence, plans to meet VCK leaders after official announcement of his stance. All right, viewers, a very warm welcome. Very good afternoon. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you this Saturday, and we have inside scoop coming in from Tamil Nadu. Viewers, this is the MLA meeting of the AIDMK at E. Palaniswamy's residence that's going on. And what we understand is that the AIADMK MLAs are going to stick to EPS and EPS is going to stick to TVK, is what we are learning. VCK continues with the suspense. It delayed the announcement. If it's going to support, will it, won't it, we don't know. VCK will clear the stand in short while from now maybe. But what we know is that E. Palaniswamy, who we earlier learned was going to stake claim to form the government if VCK does not come out with numbers and if TVK does not manage the numbers. We now are learning that EPS will be lending support to TVK. We'll connect with Sharda, my colleague. Sharda, tell us more. What's really going on and what has prompted this move of E. Palaniswamy?
Well, Rakshita, as we speak, the MLA's meeting is concluding one by one, are leaving Edapadi K. Palaniswamy's house right now. It's likely that the leaders have come to a conclusion with the meeting almost ending. Edapadi K. Palaniswamy has put out a tweet telling that he is congratulating whichever party is going to form the governance. So this is indirectly telling that it is not him who is going to be forming the governance and that he's happy with whoever is forming the governance. He's congratulating them. The MLAs, especially the sources from the party who attended the MLAs meeting along with them, the members are also indirectly telling that likely that the AIADMK might not go with the DMK. Like the likely AIADMK and the DMK is that the talks that were going on, the backdoor talks, unofficial talks between the two parties going in alliance, might not happen, and then that the AIADMK might give an external support to Vijay's TVK if Edapadi K. Palaniswamy wishes. All the party members would give their external support to TVK is what this meeting is likely have spoken all about. So in this case, we also know that earlier 25 MLAs under the CV Shanmugam's factor wanted to support TVK initially, and the talks on the first day concluded with them telling that the AIADMK will not split and that the talks will continue between the party to decide what the next step of action will be. So now the next course of action from the AIADMK is likely to be that the AIADMK's leader Edapadi K. Palaniswamy will not agree for a split of the party and go by the majority of what the MLAs are voting for, and it is likely that they might be extending their support for Vijay. However, not a direct alliance, might give an external support. But however, the talks have not been finalized. The official confirmation from the party is yet to be announced. So we can keep it at that for now, that the AIADMK might not go with the DMK as an alliance and let Vijay form as governance. That is if VCK extends their support or come as an alliance with him to meet the two numbers of making it 118 for the government to be formed.
All right, just stay on with us, Shraddha. We also have Aishwarya joining us from VCK office. So what's happening in the VCK camp? Is Vijay there yet? What are the discussions going on? What are they mulling?
Rakshita, here VCK is having talks with the TVK as well, but they were supposed to officially announce their result today at 10 a.m. But however, the delay is because that what we are learning is that VCK, the Supremo, Tirumavalan, as well as the TVK party cabinet, party chief and the party members are also having a discussion with Tirumavalan whether he will extend an external support or will he be part of the cabinet. That is the entire discussion is about, because if will VCK follow the same steps as the CPI, CPM, who have offered the external support to form the government, but they have clearly said that they do not want any stake in the cabinet or in the or be part of the government. But on the other hand, VCK is in a dilemma whether should it follow the left party's route, giving an external support, or should it also have a stake in the cabinet, because the delayed talks as well as the delayed support is stemming from that VCK is asking for a seat sharing and cabinet berth. That is what, and that did not go well with the TVK parties, and that is the reason the delay in the VCK and TVK alliance is what we are picking up from the VCK office here. And soon at 4 o'clock we will get to know officially what is the result from the VCK side. Will it go with TVK, or will it stick to its DMK alliance, or will it not support any party like it has told it's neither with DMK or TVK but an independent, functioning as an independent party. So this is what all eyes are on VCK today to decide, will it give the crucial 2 seats to TVK.
All right, just stay on with us. We have this breaking news, viewers, from the TVK camp, that TVK has assembled all MLAs in Mahabalipuram resort, asking all the 107 MLAs to arrive in the resort. Party leader